Abhishek Banerjee.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, I thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak on the discussion of supplementary demand for grants. Well, this is my first participation in a discussion after the historic win of the Mamati Manush government in West Bengal. And I stand here with immense pride and dignity, with my head held high, representing my people, representing my states, who chose truth over lies and hype. 2 months ago, the people of my state had three choices. One, an ideology-less, unethical, venomous alliance. Two, a party that runs on media hype and encourages religious fundamentalism. And three, the Trinamool Congress, which worked for development, which worked for peace, which worked for prosperity, which worked for communal harmony. The choices were clear, and the people spoke loudly and clearly. They blessed Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress with even a bigger mandate this year. Profoundly and wholeheartedly, they elected a government that worked sincerely. They elected a government that worked transparently. They elected a government that delivered on its promises. Moreover, they chose a government that is fearless, that is bold, and that is honest. Wow. Now let us look at the promises made by the central government. A government that speaks about cooperative federalism. A government that talks about strengthening the center and state relationship. A government that tweets on almost every subject but remains mum and silent on important issues like when Dalits are killed, when young minds in Kashmir are pained and anguished. The government, so have patience, have patience, have patience. I am saying have patience. You'll have your time. This government,
Don't divert.
I am here representing my people. This government often speaks about competitive federalism, about states competing with each other to perform better. But in the past 2 years, cooperative federalism has merely been a slogan, sir. An empty slogan, not the reality. The CM of West Bengal wrote to the PM of the country in April or May 2015, that is almost 14 months back, detailing the ways in which the center was shortchanging the states. And there has been no positive response since then. If one may recall the past, in 2012, the former Chief Minister of Gujarat and the present Prime Minister of the country, Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, wrote about cooperative federalism in his blog. Let me quote, sir. I quote, "Sitting in New Delhi, the center may not always be able to do justice to the potential and needs of various states across India. By virtue of being closer to people, state government can respond much better in understanding and fulfilling the expectations of the people through good governance." Sounds good, sir. Very beautiful words, but forgotten after covering a mere distance of 920 kilometers. To be more precise, forgotten after taking the flight from Ahmedabad to Delhi. Such is the magic in Delhi's air. From this government's record, it is clear that there has been no cooperative federalism. There is no cooperative federalism or competitive federalism. What we have today, unfortunately, is camouflaged centralism in the name of cooperative federalism, sir. Sir, there has been talk of fiscal transfer to the states. But unfortunately, the reality is the central government has withdrawn its financial support from nearly 39 major schemes like National E-Governance Action Plan, modernization of police force, additional central assistance for LWE affected areas, backward region grant funds, special assistance for hill areas, schemes for setting up 6,000 model schools, schemes for central assistance to the states for developing export infrastructure and other allied activities, national mission on food processing and tourist infrastructure. This is not the end. Also, 58 important schemes like Rashtriya Kisan Vikas Yojana, National Food Security Mission, bringing revolution in Eastern India. National Rural Drinking Water, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, and National Livelihood Mission, the central government has substantially reduced its funding. Sir, it's unfortunate that central sponsored scheme and the budget for Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan has been reduced from 9,000 crores to 2,000 crores. Is this what we call cooperative federalism? No, sir. This is camouflage centralism. West Bengal is being weighed down today by a massive debt of more than 3,08,000 crores, left behind by the previous left government who ruled the state and ruined the state for 34 long years. Behind by the previous dispensation. Other states like Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh also has a debt in excess of 2 lakh crore. Has there been any waiver since then? Has there been any support from the central government's end? Has there been any initiative to curtail or reduce the amount or truncating the same amount? The answer is no, sir. This is what we don't call cooperative federalism. This is camouflage centralism. The Planning Commission also has been abolished, and the states have lost an important platform where they can raise their concern, can talk on the behalf of their representative and the state, where they can raise important issue. Sir, meetings are being called without consulting and discussing with anyone. You give Chief Minister time to speak based on the color of their party flag and your political equation. That is very unfortunate we are kind of facing today, sir. The government talks about competitive federalism. Good. Sounds good. They want one state to compete against another in a good spirit. But let us take this concept of competitive federalism in another level, sir. Let's see how the states are faring when they are getting compared to the center. Since I belong from Bengal and I come from Bengal, I'll take Bengal as the benchmark. So let's see how Bengal has fared and how the central government under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister and NDA has fared. Sir, if we take inflation, my number one point. In the supplementary demand for grants, 40,000 crore has been allocated as ways and means advance to the Food Corporation of India. Given the inflation situation in the country and the crucial role of the public distribution system for the common man, it is not clear why this allocation was not made during the budget session and now it's coming up at this stage. Sir, Bengal has lowest inflation rate in the country, that is less than 3%. According to the latest economic survey published by the central government again, the inflation rate of the entire country today stands at 5.7%. From day one of the monsoon session, my colleagues from Trinamool Congress, both from this house and that house, has been raising this concern both inside and outside the parliament, sir. Let's take, sir, Manrega, MGNREG, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, sir. The BJP has always criticized Manrega as a failure and ridiculed the same as a scheme for digging holes. This is reflected in the scheme's overall performance. The average days of employment per household have been a dismal below 50. So last year it was only 34.84. But in Bengal, the situation and the scenario is different, sir. Manrega aims to provide at least 100 days of wage employment per year. 85 lakh person days of work has been generated and we have spent more than 18,000 crore in the last few years. Again, undoubtedly, Bengal is the best in the country. So the demand for grants, add 5,000 crore to the Manrega fund. This is a good step. But again, my question is, why they are adding now? It is not clear why such an important allocation is appearing as a supplementary demand for grants. This again proves the central government's attitude and concern towards the common people and downtrodden of this country. Sir, my third point will be the financial growth, sir. As for the financial growth, the gross value-added growth of Bengal is at 12.02%, while India is 7.3%. Sir, also, there has been recent tendency of the central government to fund various development schemes by imposing cess. For instance, 0.5% Swachh Bharat cess, 0.5% Krishi Kalyan cess has been levied on the service tax. So the collection of the cess does not form part of the divisive pool and does not get shared with the states. This move by the centre amounts to depriving and ignoring the states. They are shared and the additional revenue goes against the spirit of cooperative federalism, sir. If I am to read the Constitution of India, article number 271, sir, it says clearly, surcharge on certain duties and taxes for purposes of union, notwithstanding anything in article 269 and 270, Parliament may at any time increase any of the duties or taxes referred to those articles by surcharge for purposes of the union, and whole proceeds of any such surcharge shall form part of consolidated fund of India. Sir, I would request the Honorable Finance Minister and the government, please use such constitution in the article in the good spirit of the country, so that everyone in the country, every people in the country, including the farmer, including the worker, including the state, and everyone gets benefited. That should be the spirit, sir. If we talk about social and rural development, sir, the centre's budget for Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, a scheme that was modeled and repackaged on West Bengal's Kanyashri scheme, created by Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, is a mere 75 crores, sir. Now the question arises, I wonder how much of it went into the newspaper ads and social media campaigns, and what is actually left of that 75 crore to actually spend on the people and on the countrymen. What is the budget of Kanyashri scheme in Bengal, sir? It's 1,000 crore. It's not 100 crore, it's not 200 crore, it's not 500 crore, it's 1,000 crore, sir. That is 10 times the centre's budget, only for one state. That is West Bengal for you, sir. If we take minority development, sir, the facts and figures speaks for itself. Let's look at the numbers, sir. The budget increased 4 times in Bengal in the last 5 years, sir. And what have the centre done? They can't even run a portal to distribute minority scholarship. But then, do they really care about minorities? Do they really care about the oppressed? Do they really care about the farmer? Do they really actually care? The answer is no, sir. Sir, I have explained to you briefly how one state government brought peace, harmony, development, prosperity, and won a second term. How schemes are implemented successfully on the ground, how people coexist irrespective of their caste, creed, religion, and irrespective of what they eat or where they pray. And while doing that, the state government of West Bengal has a gross domestic product which doubled nearly from 4.61 lakh crore in 2010-11 to 9.20 lakh crore in 2015-2016. Bengal is moving ahead, sir. Compare this to the central government, who believes they are an event management agency. They create big ads with big promises, write catchy slogans, try to do headline management, but the result is total mismanagement, sir. Today, after almost 69 years of independence, we don't need to know what must be done to strengthen the nation any longer. The central government and its representative, including the Honorable Minister, should ask themselves one simple question, sir, that are you doing even 1% of what you think should be done or must be done? The answer will be no again. I will request the Honorable Prime Minister and the Finance Minister, sir. I see them, they're very active on the social media, which is a good thing. For example, Facebook and Twitter and etc. I have no problem with that. But I would humbly request them to get a DVD of Satyajit Roy's beautiful film, Pother Panchali, which if translated to Bengal English, it means Song of the Road. Pother Panchali, the film is about, sir, Harihar and his family suffering from poverty. Harihar moves to the city looking for employment. In the meantime, his daughter falls ill. They don't have money to buy medicine or to take her daughter to the hospital. Unfortunately, on Harihar's return to the village, his daughter has already passed away. The family thus continues to suffer, sir. The film was based on the story written by Bibhuti Bhushan Bandyopadhyay, one of the leading writers of modern Bengali literature way back in 1929. But it reflects the current situation of the country today, sir. There is unemployment everywhere, and access to proper health care looks like a distant dream. But when you actually want to change the lives of people, how do you do it? You change lives by setting up fair price medicine shop, by giving up to 70% discounts. You change lives by giving proper shelters and houses free of cost to economically weaker section of the society under the Gitanjali scheme. You change lives by making all districts in the state declaring it open defecation free. You change lives by electrifying household under Shobar Ghore Alo scheme. You change lives by giving more than 40 lakh Sobut Sati cycles to the girls and boys so that a 50-minute walk, a 50-minute painful walk to their school becomes a 5-minute sweet and smooth ride. Lives have been changing in Bengal, sir, and it has been changing for the better. But as for the BJP-led NDA government, I am very sorry to say, but all they have given the country so far are अच्छे slogans, अच्छे ads, अच्छे tweets, अच्छे सपने और अच्छे जुमले। 25 महीना बाद एक आशा और एक उम्मीद की किरण लेके सारे देशवासी जिस सरकार को सत्ते पे बिठाया था, किसी के भी अच्छे दिन नहीं आए सर। हर हिंदुस्तानी आज एक हिंदुस्तान में जानना चाहता है ये अच्छे दिन कब आएंगे। जम्मू कश्मीर में बॉर्डर पे खड़ा हुआ जवान और कन्याकुमारी में राह देख रहा किसान, किसी के भी अच्छे दिन नहीं आया सर, और अच्छे दिन कभी आएंगे भी नहीं। सर बातें बहुत बड़ी बड़ी हुई, लेकिन देश की जमीनी हकीकत में कोई बदलाव नहीं आया। अच्छे दिन के नाम पे देश की जनता को धोखा दिया गया है। द गवर्नमेंट मस्ट स्टॉप its stepmotherly attitude towards the states. It must come out of the bubble it's trapped in Delhi. I come from India, sir. I don't come from Delhi. I come from the states of India with an optimism in my heart, sir. I come from West Bengal. I come from a state where federalism is not just a mere slogan, sir, which is something genuinely people look up to and strongly followed in the state, sir. Believe me, an anger is rising against this government. And the way this supplementary demand for grants has been processed, I mean, it is just adding fuel to the fire, sir. Keeping away the larger interest of the country in mind, they're doing it one after another, again and again. This is only adding fuel to the fire. I would humbly caution my colleagues in this august house who are ruling the country today as a representative of the cabinet that they must think of it. I would humbly caution them as a political house of this august house with a stake in this country, with a stake in India. I am not politically associated with them, sir, but I am from India and they are letting India down. That is all I have to say, sir. Thank you very much.